On 106.5 FM, this is Radio Turcoid Drive with Wyn Thomas.
Hello! Here we go!
And thanks for staying there. That's your company. The After 5 guest is next.
Wyn Thomas's Drive Time, now playing worldwide.
On 106.5 FM and online, it's the After 5 guest with Wyn Thomas.
Hello, Alan. Hello, Alan. Hello, Wyn Thomas. Alan, it's Wyn Thomas from Radio Turcoid. And time now for my After 5 guest today. I'm absolutely delighted to be talking to Allan Clarke of Hollies fame. Alan, thanks for being my guest today.
It's my pleasure.
Let's talk about the new album, Resurgence, and the new single, Don't Let Me Down. How did that come about?
Well, it's not actually a new album. It came out last year. So
Right.
It's been out for about 6-7 months now. And the single was released, maybe 2 months ago now. So it's really not a new album.
I see.
But I'm sure that you're going to ask me a lot of questions about it.
yeah. Well, Don't Let Me Down, great harmonies, kind of where the Hollies were famous for. Was that part of your creation?
Well, I mean, that goes back to when I was an infant at a new school, and I met Graham Nash, and that's when everything started, really.
I see, right, okay. So, from 1971, we played earlier on A Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress, which has become a real Hollies favourite lately on the programme. Now, a track on the album is called A Long Cool Woman Back in Town, which kind of relives that track, does it?
Well, it was a follow-up. It was just something that I was working on for a song which had a title that sometimes the right way is the wrong way to go. And I sort of had an idea of maybe bringing back Long Cool Woman. Maybe she divorced the DA and went back to her old ways. So I worked that actual particular sentence into the song and brought her back. So she's back in the town now.
Yeah, and the Long Cool Woman, the kind of echo effect on that, was it sort of purposely done on the original track?
Well, I mean, it's quite a famous song, and the intro to it is quite a famous intro now. So I wanted to keep it more or less, on par with Long Cool Woman. I don't suppose it will overtake the amount of people that bought Long Cool Woman, but it was fun doing it.
There's some great guitar work from Tony Hicks as well, and that was it on that one.
No, Long Cool Woman was me.
Oh, that was you.
Yes.
You're the guitarist on that, are you?
I'm the guitarist and writer and everything else.
I tell you what, you learn something every day, Alan.
Well, it really it turned out really it wasn't a Hollies single, really. I mean, it was a number I wrote with Roger Cook, and we were doing an album, and I took the song into them. We had no producer there because Ron Richards wasn't well. So we just played around with it, and then I could play the guitar bit. So Tony says, "You do the guitar," and I think I maybe did. Yeah, I think I did the vocals in 2 takes, and the engineer that we had at that particular time put some slap echo on it, and that's how Long Cool Woman was made. Really, I think it took about an hour and a half.
Well, that's real professionalism to do it 2 takes and get it all right, isn't it? That's absolutely brilliant of you. Yeah.
Well, normally I tried to get everything in the first take, but when you've done it 4 or 5 times, you get a bit fed up.
Yeah, I've done voiceovers like that. I got them wrong after about 2 takes. I go, oh goodness me, why do you stick with the first one?
That's right.
10 tracks on the album. How long does it take you to put together?
Well, the album.
Yeah, 10 tracks on there, isn't it?
Well, I really wasn't. What I was doing was that I had some time on my hands, and I was writing lyrics, and I thought, well, how do I put these down to a song? Because I hadn't done it for so long. As you know, I've been retired for 20 years since the album came out last year. So I was just working on some songs. My son Toby, he put me onto an app on my computer called GarageBand, and I started using GarageBand quite successfully, and I was getting into 2 or 3 songs. Jenny, my wife, thought they were pretty good, and there was a few other people who thought that I should actually take it a little bit further. So I got Francis Haynes, who was a very old friend of mine. He was with the Hollies for quite a while, but he's a brilliant pianist and a brilliant producer, and we started working together, just having fun. And unbeknown to me, those tracks were played to a particular person who's the head of BMG, and he rang me up and said, I would like to release your album.
Wow.
And I really wasn't ready for that, but there you go. Things come at you without you knowing.
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. But it wasn't, you've done solo albums before, so was this the most satisfactory, or was the early ones more satisfactory to you?
I'm sorry, Win, can you say that again?
I do apologise, yeah. I'm saying you've made solo albums before.
Oh, yeah.
So was this one more satisfactory, or the previous ones, you'd think?
Well, let's put it this way, it was the most stressless album.
Right,
because
yeah.
Francis and I, we were just having a good time. We were really enjoying what we were doing with no one else involved. Nobody telling us what to do and things, and we just did it with no thinking of it going anywhere, but just something that we were doing together. So I suppose that came through with the songs. I'm sure it did. The relaxation and everything that we had together. So, it was one of the nicest and the easiest albums to do, I think it's one of my best too.
Yeah, so great stuff. This is a question from one of my listeners, which is Christine, and she's saying, there's an extensive back catalogue of Hollies. It's quite a career to look back on. What is your favourite era? Good one, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to choose from, isn't there?
Yeah.
A lot to choose from. I mean, most of the songs have different memories, and starting right at the beginning and not knowing what was going to happen or how long the career was going to last. We were just taking it like a year at a time. I remember my dad saying to me, it's going to last 5 years, so, make the most. And that 5 years turned into 40 years.
Yeah.
So it's quite a long time, and a lot of songs that we did. Never believed we were going to have more than like 30 top 20 or top 40 hits. I mean, it was very surprising to me. I'm a lucky guy.
You mentioned Graham Nash there at the very beginning. Do you actually have any contact with Graham now?
Well, I have been talking to Graham. We've been FaceTiming each other. But, with this lockdown, everything has sort of more or less come to full stop. And nobody really knows what's going to happen in the future. I mean, everybody's wanting to get back on the stage, and everybody's wanting to get out there and do their music as they should be doing. But this thing seems to have been taking a hold on not just on music, but on most things, the drama things and people not being able to make films.
Yeah.
So, I really can't say anything about when anything's going to be ready to do with Graham or anything else at this particular moment, which is a shame. But, we all have to grin and bear it and see this thing through.
So 1999, I think, was the time when you had the illness. Would I be right in saying that?
Say that again.
I'm saying in 1999, I think you had. Am I right in saying is that when the illness started with yourself?
No, I'm having much difficulty now with your accent.
Okay, I'll start again for you, so I can get this right. Okay. I'm saying in 1999. You had your illness. Am I right in saying that's when it started?
Yes, I got prostate cancer.
Right. Okay.
And,
so is that what stopped the touring with the Hollies, or did you just had enough?
No. No. I see. No. Now I understand you. No. In 1999, I had a lot of trouble with my vocals, and I really wasn't hitting the notes that I it's very difficult to sing with a voice on the records, when you made them in like the 1970s and 1980s.
Yeah.
To be able to do that 20 years later, it takes their toll. So that was one of the reasons why I left the Hollies. It was a discussion that I had with the boys, and they thought it was best that I went. But the main reason was that my wife, Jenny, she got breast cancer again for the second time. So when those sort of things happen, you have to sort of think about what you're going to do with your life. And at that particular time, the most important thing to me was to be with Jenny and the rest of the family, because you never know what's going to happen with cancer. So, but I'm well pleased she's still with me. So and in the 20 years we've had some wonderful times.
She's incredible.
I'm still having wonderful times.
She's an incredible lady, isn't she? I mean, she's got over cancer twice. Absolutely brilliant.
She is an incredible lady, but also my daughter, she got cancer as well about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So he keeps popping his nasty head up, but the Clarke family thing, they seem to get on with things and get over things.
So one album on the cards now, then, Alan. Is there going to be another one? Are you looking to write some more?
Well, being in isolation for the past 4 months, I have been working on songs, because I've got quite used to coming up to my little studio and putting ideas down, and I've got about 7 songs now for a next album, if I can get anyone to sort of put it out for me, but I think that's pretty positive. I'm working again with Francis, and I'm trying to get a couple of songs that that Graham can sing the harmonies on. So, I'm looking forward to maybe sometime next year having another album out. That'll be great.
One of the tracks on the album is Journey of Regret. It sort of starts the album, doesn't it? With a country feel. Is that something you sort of endeavour to do on that track?
Well, I didn't do it necessarily as a country song, because it was one of those type of songs that when you have a lyric that comes into your head, which was, blistering sands adrift and across an ice-cold moon, it just seemed to have a nice sound to it, and the stories of that is just they're like a series of one-liners of emotions that I'd felt through my life, So each line means something different from the other, and some of the things that I did I have a regret about, but you can turn that around where you can say there were things that I didn't do that I had a regret about. So, my whole life has been a journey of certain regrets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Filled in with a lot of happiness at the same time.
So you've done Hollies stuff, you've done stuff on your own. You also worked with Alan Parsons, didn't you, on a couple of albums, one being iRobot?
Well, that was just one song. I was working in Abbey Road with the Hollies, and Alan came down and said, will you come up and listen to this song? I want you to sing it. And he played it to me, and I thought it was a fantastic song. Breakdown. I break down. I really enjoyed doing that. It was a fantastic song, and I think it's become some sort of cult hit for some reason.
Yeah.
There you go.
And Alan Parsons was an Abbey Road kind of guy, wasn't he? Because he worked with the Beatles, didn't he? Yeah.
Well, he worked with the Hollies as well.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, he produced Boulder to Birmingham.
Right.
Which was one of our songs, one of our country songs that we did.
Well, Alan, I'm absolutely delighted to speak to you. Thanks so much for giving me the honour to speak to you. It's been absolutely brilliant. I've watched you many times on stage. I've watched you obviously singing on videos and obviously on singles. It's been brilliant to talk to you. It's really an honour to speak to you.
Well, Wyn, it's wonderful. We finally got it together.
Yeah, we did, yeah. We won't go into that, Alan, but we did get it together, yeah. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks so much for being my After 5 guest today. We're going to play Don't Let Me Down off the album, okay?
Great, lovely.
Thank you.
Overshadowed by the presence of the moon. Nighttime is falling, she'll be coming home soon. Left the door wide open so she won't need a key. Lock it behind you, baby. Draw the blinds so no one can see. There's only one thing on my mind. Don't let me down. 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 Silence is golden, but for me there's just one choice. The music of your laughter, the rippling in your voice, the freshness of the evergreen, all fades as the two shine. Can't compete with your beauty, it couldn't if it tried. There's only one thing on my mind. Don't let me down. 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 Let's build something to climb on, making the show alive on. No need for makeup, but let's be real. Give all in what you're giving, making life worth living. Being alive's how you should feel. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't want the sun to be shining, raising his eyebrows to the moon, saying I told you so, she wouldn't show. Don't speak too soon. I hear her footsteps walking on the outer floor. Well, it could be, I don't know, I can't know for sure. There's only one thing on my mind. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. No, don't let me down.
Great sound on that.
Don't let me down.
Allan Clarke from his album Resurgence, and that's his new single called Don't Let Me Down. Absolutely brilliant sound on that. And the voice, well, virtually sounds much the same, doesn't it? A bit deeper, but because he's a bit older, but really fantastic sound on that album. The album is called Resurgence. It's available on CD and also online as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. Thanks much to Allan Clarke for being my After 5 guest today. Okay, what should we do? Well, we love this, because it's now going to be the rock spot.